But I'm always at great. I always like to point out that the early waves of immigration from like West Indies and people from India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, there was, whilst of course there's always been tension between human beings in general, it gave birth to this new kind of movement of ska in music, and white working class and West Indian working class people got together and created great cultural artifacts together. And the school I went to was more like lots of white kids, but more Indian, Bangladeshi, and Pakistani kids. And I think there was some racism. Thinking about it now, I won't sort of gloss over it. But in general, people cracked along, got on with it. And what I feel like is, how can we address the evident problems of a media exploiting an incident, which is where Tommy Robinson starts his film, like the playground spat between a couple of kids that was exploited, it looks like, by the media, and the real problem, the cultural problems that appear to exist if what Tommy Robinson says about rape grooming gangs is true. And look, lots of people are getting convicted of that now, so seems like it is true if you can trust the British justice system. And with regard to these matters, you can let me know in the comments and chat what you feel about it. Who cares what I think? Anyway, so what I want is for us to be able to talk about Tommy Robinson, the reason his voice is relevant, the reason his work is relevant, the reason he's a significant and important character, and indeed why he's so consistently attacked by the media. And I think that I will tell you this, that I'm also a divisive person, of course, now more than ever, perhaps in the public eye. But I'll tell you something I really noticed that scarred me and I'll never forget, is when I sort of stepped out of being just a relatively vanilla person appearing in movies, on TV, radio, online, live stand-up, all that, and started talking about politics more explicitly. The people that were most condemnatory, cruel and mean, were the British liberal establishment was so condescending and so mean. Like, they actually made things about the way I talk. You can't talk like that with that accent and talk about it. Honestly, I swear to God, then they realised what a faux pas that was. And they did. There's a Blur song called Park Life, and Park Life was like a British actor called Phil Daniels talking about a load of stuff from his diary, and then going, Park Life. The band Blur would do that. And when I would first start doing online videos, there was this Park Life meme saying, whenever Russell Brand's talking about politics, don't you just hear Park Life at the end of every time he finishes a sentence? And I did this really riposte video with a couple of good Jewish lads, as a matter of fact, that went on to work with James Corden, made this wicked video saying when working class people have opinions on politics and you're from university, you like to condemn it, don't you? Park Life. And then wouldn't it be nice if working class people didn't have a perspective on political opinions and didn't come together, or like a Park Life did this? I sort of owned it. It was good. Anyway, but what I've never forgotten is the sneering contempt from Newsnight. In fact, I'd like to watch that one day. I'd like to watch them Newsnight videos. The one with Paxman, where I took him to task with the old sort of autodidactic vernacular claptrap attacks. And also, I'd like to look at the one where it was this guy Evan something or another, where they really bombarded me with statistics, and sort of even Douglas Murray relatively recently mentioned that.